My bad, I'm just scooping in the jar. I think I was scooping on beef because I was moving and grooving to the track. I was scooping in the jar on the ones and twos to the beat. So we are doing spinach artichoke dip. Boom. Okay. At home from scratch. You can tell Applebee's they can keep a little, because I don't even know, do Applebee's even still sell it? Because it's like some places you try and go and get that and it's like, oh, we don't have that no more. It wasn't that good to begin with anyway. You know, you come with all kinds of excuses as to why you don't want something no more, knowing you wanted it. So I've been having a taste for this spinach artichoke dip for a minute now. And I'm like, I need to just make my own because the stuff that I've been seeing in the stores, I've been wanting to get it, but then I'm like, I don't want to be disappointed. Like it don't be cheesy enough or like whatever. Like if I make it myself, I know I can make it how I want it to taste. So that's what we're doing. So I just got these jars. I got these from Aldi. They have, now make sure you get the regular artichoke heart. So they got artichoke salad, and it has like other stuff in it like cherry tomatoes and olives and stuff like that. You just need the artichoke heart. And if you want, you can get it like where it's marinated or flavored. You can, but just understand that it's going to affect the flavor of your dip. So if you don't think it's going to taste good in your dip, just stick with the regular artichoke. And so all we did so far was just drain the jars. So I drained them out the jars, chopped everything up. So I'm trying to see if this is going to be too much or just enough. I think I might just go with the one jar. If not, I don't know. I'll probably do both jars. We'll see. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a whole lot of dip. Is that a centipede? It sure is. It's popping up out the wood. What? Go on, man. Go on somewhere. Yes, I was talking to the centipede. And I got the oven preheated already to 350, and then and I got the cream cheese actually sitting on top of the oven because it needs to be softened so that we can mix all this stuff up nicely. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this with this. I got some frozen spinach. I just grabbed a box of frozen spinach. It's alright, but the thing about frozen spinach is it tends to have a lot of water in it, and it's been taking a sweet little time trying to thaw out, and I want to try and get some of this water out of it before I add it to my artichoke dip. So let me see what I can see. Okay, so we need 6 ounces. I think this box is 8 ounces. So we don't need quite the whole box. This, what's the ounces on here? It said it on the box somewhere how many ounces was in there. It's 3.5 servings. So okay, yeah. So this is probably about 8 ounces. So we're not going to use the whole box, but we just probably going to eyeball it. Because that's how we cook on this show. But the recipe does have the amount. So if you one of those people that absolutely have to measure stuff, like if you're not used to cooking, I would say measure it. But if you're used to cooking, you can normally eyeball stuff. And then it's spinach. You can never have too much spinach in your diet, okay? Spinach is a great source of folate, especially for women, breastfeeding mothers, new mothers, carrying mothers. You need all the folate you can get because that baby soaks up that folate, and you're making breast milk. The folate is in your breast milk. You wonder what's tired? You might need some folate in your system. So spinach is a great way to get a nice natural source of folate. I believe it's high in vitamin A, vitamin K, your B vitamins. So the green leafy spinach, kale, you know the top one, spinach, kale. What's on spinach, kale? Lettuce, like arugula lettuce, not like iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce it has more water in it and things like that, so it's really good to add in your salad, especially in the summertime. Helps with hydration, but you definitely want to have some darker green leafy vegetables because those are higher in phytonutrients and antioxidants. So the darker the veggie, but that is the case. The darker the, and then sweeter, but the more nutritious the juice. Okay, so I'm gonna spinach. I need. Let me see. Hopefully I ain't melt it. Oh, I ain't melt the cream cheese. Okay, so this is Aldi brand cream cheese. All right. Like I said, it ain't got to be extra fancy. If you want to use Philadelphia, you can pay the extra $1.25 and use Philadelphia. But we putting cheese and all this other stuff in it. It will make a difference. You're not gonna be able to necessarily taste it different. Plus, we're adding some cream to it because the Philadelphia cream cheese, to me, it does have a bit more of a kind of tangy flavor to it. But since we're adding sour cream anyway, it doesn't matter. So that's what I said. That's what I said. Don't matter. And we need this whole thing, so the whole 8 ounces is going in. And I just got this little Pyrex casserole dish. You can use, like, they have like those little white creme brulee dishes and things like that. That they put souffles and stuff in. That's usually what they serve the artichoke dip in at the restaurant. So if you want to be like the restaurant people, you can get you one of them. You can do that. But we just working with what we got, okay? Ain't that what I always say? Work with what you got from where you at, and he will add on too. So we're gonna get all the cream and cheese up out of there. And then for the mayo, I actually ended up opting for Hellmann's with olive oil. So this is because it's got the extra omega-3s in it from the olive oil. So it's not like healthy, but it's got a little bit more of a healthy spin to it. Okay, we're gonna put it like that. Where's our spoon? So we need 1/4 of a cup. Like I said, I'm gonna eyeball it, but you need 1/4 of a cup of this mayo. So I'm gonna gauge it as like 2 teaspoons. Like 2 full heaping teaspoons, not 2 little teaspoons. Teaspoon, 2 scoops. Okay, that's where we're going. Put a little bit more for good measure. Make it extra creamy. And that's the thing too, like that's why I love like dips and stuff, because for the most part, as long as everything is cooked and you put like the ingredients in it that you want, you really can't mess it up. So if you mess it up, like that's tough, man. That's tough. So you probably accomplished something. You can count that as an accomplishment, not a mess up. If you messed up dip, hey, tell me how you did it, because I'm like, man, it's hard. So this is sour cream. And I'm just, once again, I don't know, can y'all see this? I'm trying to sit this so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay. So, and then I'm gonna eyeball this. Okay, a fourth of a cup eyeball. All right. And then our cheeses. Let me make sure I got the cheeses right. So we need 2/3 of a cup of Parmesan and a half a cup of mozzarella. All right. And then our garlic. So we're gonna get our garlic here, mince it up, and throw it in there. It's like this little centipede is like creeping. Like, bruh, just go ahead and do what you finna do. Go ahead and go do what you gonna do. Like, it be all kinds of random insects in here. This is the first time I've seen a centipede. Usually it's like little random spiders. I haven't seen any ants up here yet. I live on the 7th floor, so there's no reason for ants and stuff to be up here. But I'm trying to figure out why there's spiders up here and all of that. But I guess. We dust often, we clean often, so they don't really have nowhere to just hang out. But if they did hang out, we probably wouldn't have so many gnats flying around, because it's like as soon as we get rid of the gnats, they come back, and then we try and figure out like what they even living on, and we done had some onions that then went bad down there, or like potatoes. That's usually what they end up getting us with, the onions and the potatoes, because we don't cook, because we usually cook the onions and the potatoes together. So if we don't make a lot of potatoes, then the potatoes go bad and the onions go bad because we haven't cooked potatoes. We're getting our garlic cloves together. So you can you can use, like, they have the pre-minced garlic for this. You can definitely do that, and then just scoop out a teaspoon, and that'll be your garlic for this dip. And you're gonna want, trust me, you're gonna want the garlic in there. Okay, it's gonna the garlic flavor. Oh, fresh. Oh my god, even smelling it now. And that's the thing, like, I handle it with my bare hands, so I end up, my hands smell like garlic for like 2 or 3 days. And I wash my hands a lot throughout the day, and they still end up smelling like garlic for a few days after. But it's a nice smell to me. Like, I enjoy the smell of garlic. And the health benefits of garlic, I know y'all, I don't know if y'all do, but especially if you're from the South, then you probably had like Big Mama or that great aunt that was always drinking like some weird little mixture, and it always smelled like ginger and fish oil. They probably did. They probably had like some not ginger but garlic. Smelled like garlic and fish oil. Like, hey, it smell like garlic. Because I'm telling you, they probably sipping some garlic tonic, and that stuff will keep you alive for a long, long time. Garlic is like one of those superfoods. Any chance you get you some garlic in you. Garlic powder, fresh garlic, minced garlic, chopped garlic, roasted garlic, garlic. Eat garlic like you think a vampire's gonna try to come suck your blood, and you want it to choke on it. Okay. Now, one thing I will say is that garlic, it does make your body fluids smell. So like your breath will end up smelling like garlic, your sweat, all that stuff. But hey, if you worried about what other people thinking, are they gonna help you live longer? Are they gonna help improve your joint? Because garlic, yeah, I believe your joint pain, arthritis and stuff like that. Garlic and ginger, turmeric, onions, super healthy too. Right along with it, garlic and onions. Why do you think? Who is that? The Irish. I heard you know the stereotype that they drink. They drink from the time that they can hold a cup, practically. But you don't see them dying from cirrhosis of the liver, and like they live pretty long considering the bad habits that they have. Garlic and onion. Hey, Selena! Yeah, so we getting started on the dip first, since that's our appetizer, and once we get that in the oven, then we gonna get the chicken going. So this is enough garlic. So I just did one clove. It was a big clove of garlic. So that's my garlic sliced up, and I'm gonna drop it in this in my dish over here with the rest of my stuff. Done with this box. And now, let me make sure I'm following this correctly, so I don't want to end up telling y'all something backwards. Where did it go? Oh. You ever lose track of the apps on your home screen? You be like, where did that even come from? It just be downloading stuff because I forget my iCloud is connected. So if I download stuff on my phone, it pops up on my iPad too. And I'm like, where did that stuff even come from? Your phone. Yeah, so, boom. So now we just, hey, Lasana. I know, yeah, I needed that break because it turns out my seafood, we've been doing a lot of extra stuff, especially like with arms and all of that. So I actually ended up with like a muscle spasm in my back. So it was like perfect timing for that break. So we got that. So now we're just gonna mix where's our cheese? Our cheese in and all of our stuff together. And we're gonna pop this in the oven. And it doesn't take long, it just needs to melt the cheese really. So like I said, I like to eyeball stuff. Because it helps me with, like, I like to feel, like, get a feel for the food and how it's going. So the mozzarella cheese is a third of a cup. So we're going to do 1 handful. Bam, okay? That's how we measuring it. And then for the Parmesan cheese, you guessed it, 2 handfuls, because this is 2/3 of a cup. Is that accurate measuring? Probably not. Accurate, not precise. For the most part, cooking doesn't have to be precise. Baking definitely needs to be precise. So if you baking stuff, when we bake stuff on here, you see I pull the measuring cups out good. I'll even get my food scale. So now we just mixing this. And this is why you need softened cream cheese, because this little centipede, is it dead or something? No, I think it moved. I don't know. I'm trying not to squish it with my little phone stand. And people be so afraid of centipedes. They look real crazy, but they ain't worried about people. Centipedes eat spiders. So if you have a spider problem, it's probably because you killed all the centipedes. So, hey, Ty. We're making some spinach artichoke dip right now. So now we got that going. I'm gonna put my spinach in here. Well, first let me put all the artichoke in here, because when you stir the spinach in, it's gonna turn everything green. So I'm gonna mix all this other stuff in first, and then add the spinach before, so I won't have to mix it as much. Because I don't really want it to be just green, and but I do still want my spinach in the bites. And I might add some more cheese, but I don't think this is gonna be cheesy enough for me. And like I said, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I love doing this, because then y'all can kind of see how I like to personalize stuff. Like, and a lot of times it is like just as you go. Like you might start out with a recipe and then you realize you're missing something, or you got another ingredient that you wanted to add that you think will, like, boost the flavor or make it taste better for yourself. So do that. Go ahead, do it. Try it out. Okay? Especially if you're the only one eating it. You are your biggest critic. I can guarantee you that. And if anyone else want to criticize you, you can just call them a hater and keep them like, well, you didn't have to cook it yourself. So anybody that want to criticize them cooking it and they didn't have to cook it, their opinion really don't matter. That's how we rolling over here with that. So this is my still frozen spinach, because like I said, it ain't have much time to thaw. And the only thing about that is that it might end up making your dip a little bit watery, but it's dip. Just mix it more. Yeah. So just, you just mix it more. So with the artichoke, just chop them up, and really it's just based on how big you want your artichoke chunks to be, and then going in the air fryer. Because really all we're doing is just doing this to melt the cheese and get the cream cheese and stuff, like, all up through there, and then that's all this is for. Because it doesn't really all the ingredients we're using are already cooked, like already ready to eat. So it's not like we can't eat, like we can just dig into it now. But you want the cheese to melt, and that gets it all creamy and stuff like that. And see my mouth watering already just thinking about it. So here, let me move this here so y'all can see how this mixing is. I got spinach all on my hands. Yeah, I'm one of them people. I do not like stuff on my hands, but I don't like wearing gloves neither. I can't make it make sense, so I'm not gonna try and make it make sense. Just know that I don't like stuff on my hands, but I don't like to not use my hands. And so this is just me. So I only put a little bit of spinach in here because this is me trying to gauge like how much spinach do I really want in this dip. So we're gonna mix it in and we're gonna see if we want some more in here. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit more in there. That this is looking mighty good already, if I do say so myself. Get some more of this my little frozen spinach block. And this can be like a very rich kind of snack because of the cream cheese and all of that stuff. So it is like high in fat. But the good thing is they're good fat. So that's why it's better to make your own because, like I said, when you order stuff at restaurants or wherever, or you buy it at the grocery store, you don't for real know what's in there. And unless you stand in there reading all the ingredients, I do that, and that's why it takes me a couple of hours to grocery shop because I'm reading ingredients. Especially if it's something I'm trying something new or I'm like looking for something specific, yeah, I'm reading the ingredients. Because if the ingredients, like, if once they start getting too much into the chemical terms and sounding too much like preservatives and all this other, I'm like, well, I can just make it myself. Then I don't have to worry about it needing preservatives because it's gonna be fresh. So there we go. Okay, this is perfect. We're gonna pop this in the oven, and we're gonna get our chicken thighs going. Oh, wait, here, I can also show you how to, because I bought some tortillas, so we can make some homemade tortilla chips. Oh, yeah, this gonna be it right here. So the recipe does have salt and pepper in there. That's kind of optional, because I tasted it. It tastes perfectly fine. I didn't add any seasoning to it. I literally just put cream cheese, sour cream, the two cheeses, mozzarella and Parmesan, a clove of garlic, and the artichoke and spinach. That's all that's in here. So we're going to put this in the oven. We'll set a 20-minute timer. Where is it? Kitchen timer. Okay. There we go. So 20 minutes for that. Now, let me move this spinach out of the way. I put this in a bag. But we're going to set this in the refrigerator until I do. And my artichoke heart. Because now I got enough artichoke to we can probably run this back. We probably run this back. So, with the homemade tortilla chicken, let me rinse this off. I got spinach everywhere. I got spinach everywhere on everything. Okay. So now, this is my last. I really like this brand. What's the thing upside down? This brand. What's this? Olay Mexican foods, but it's they extreme. What is this? Extreme wellness. And so the other one that I picked up from Target is high fiber, and it has 11 grams of fiber. per serving, and the serving is 1 tortilla. So 1 tortilla has 11 grams of fiber. Okay, boom, and so that helps get you the yeah, thank you. And so that helps get you oh, and it has 5 grams of protein. So the thing with tortillas tends to be that they're really high in calories and carbs and all that. This only has 15 grams of carbs, 50 calories, so it's not bad, and it also has a lot of fiber, so, and actually no sugar. So this is boom, okay? So when people see you eating your tacos or your burritos, but you didn't when you got your high fiber tortillas, tell them mind their business. Tell them mind the business. So I'm gonna use a pizza cutter because it'll give me nicer lines than if I use a knife. And then you can just cut it. So I'm doing it into 3 here, and then we're gonna turn it that way. So these are gonna be probably some odd shaped tortilla chips. Like they're not all gonna be triangles, but it's alright. And so these are gonna be our tortilla chips. These squares. I'm gonna cut the squares again, but yeah, that's gonna be how our chips are looking. These are too big, so I'm gonna cross cut these and get a couple more triangles. So you see that? Because this is literally what tortilla chips are. They're tortillas baked into chips. And then, so that's that. And I'm going to take one of these out of here. And these tortillas held up because these, I'm not even going to say when I bought them. I bought them a long time ago. A long time ago. I kept them in the refrigerator though, so that might be why they kept so well. But they're not like, I don't know, they're not as fresh as when I bought them. I know that for sure. But there's no mold or nothing growing on them. They don't smell funny. They don't have like a rubbery, that weird rubbery consistency, or like, they kind of get that refrigerator moisture and then they get like runnier. I don't know what happened. Like I done seen some messy tortillas after they didn't been in the refrigerator way too long. And these kept very well. So, like I said, they're my favorite. My favorite. And then we're going to cut this one up. And so then we'll have green and white tortilla chips. So, we can get a little fancy. So I'm going to do this in 4 this time and see if we can get a different, a little bit better. 4 then 3. Okay. So we take our triangles out of here and we're going to restack the squares and cross cut them. And like I said, it ain't got to be perfect or precise. If that's what you want to do, then that's your business. I am in the business of minding my own business. Let me get this charger on my phone cut off. I've been standing up here talking to myself. She's tucking herself out. She's napping. We're in the process of potty training, so I've been trying to stay sane. Because this little girl, she will poop and pee right in the middle of the floor on herself. It stays in the training pants, thankfully. But whoo! So let's do this here. We'll put it in a bowl. We're gonna cover these with olive oil, and I actually have racks. And I'm just gonna pop these in the oven with the dip, the artichoke dip. But you could potentially just put these in the air fryer as well, because you really just want to bake them to make them crisp up. I'm putting a little bit of olive oil. I keep a little bit of olive oil in the bottom. So put some olive oil in it, and some salt and pepper. You can put whatever seasonings you want on this. This is why I'm showing y'all how to make y'all own, so y'all can, and some parsley flakes. So we got some parsley. And my pink Himalayan sea salt. And what's my pepper shaker? Did we take it out of there? Or do I gotta open a new one? I'm not bringing it out. I want some mixed peppercorn peppers. I'm being a little bit bougie. I thought it was over here. I guess it ran out. I should have grabbed another one while I was out. Boom, but I did. Brand new. So where did I get this from? I believe I got this at Aldi. But it's got mixed peppercorns in there, and you can fresh grind it. Okay. Like I said, sometimes we get a little bougie gourmet up in the kitchen, all right? Just a little bit. Yeah, maybe if I turn it like that. Okay, that didn't mess up y'all. Who did it? Okay, and I can lower it more too. Perfect. Yes, it's my chicken in the sink, but it's in a plastic bag. All right, it's in a Ziploc bag. I know some people be kind of weird about that. Like, you put chicken in your sink? Like, don't you clean your sink out? I don't know. I clean my sink, so I don't have them type of problems. But yeah, chicken is actually dirtier than your sink, but we're not gonna go there with that. Okay, and then parsley. Shake. I might need some more oil. I'm gonna add a little more oil. This is an old soy sauce bottle. Also, a darker color bottle would actually be better because if your olive oil is exposed to light for too long, it'll actually make it break down, and then you end up with a different mix of fats and stuff in it. Like olive oil tends to have more omega-3s in it, like what the little Mayo bottle said. It's got omega-3s in it. But when it's exposed to light, the sunlight ends up converting it to omega-6s, and those are inflammatory oils. If they're in too high amounts of omega-3s, balance out the omega-6s. And if you end up with too much omega-6 in your diet, you can end up with an inflammatory response. And so that's where like all these weird food allergies and stuff can crop up from, like not actually a food allergy, like you're really just experiencing a lot of inflammation in your body. And because you're not dealing with the inflammation properly, your body is just like, okay, we stopping everything. Whatever you thought you had going on, we stopping all. So now we're just going to spread them out. So you don't want them to overlap. You want to lay them nice and I'm going to put them on different. And put the green with the green and white tortilla with the white tortilla. Keep it simple. So just spread them out. Make sure they're not overlapping because then you won't get a uniform crispiness. And then we're going to sprinkle the salt in it. Yeah, I can kind of feel the difference in the texture between my old stale green tortillas and my fresh ones, my fresh high fiber tortillas. Like I said, we baking it. It's all right. It's going to be all right. It ain't going to hurt nobody. Only damn. Okay. Y'all don't know nothing about that song right there. Y'all don't know nothing about that, G. Okay. Slide that. Okay. And then when I love these little racks because when I season stuff, I just sit them in the sink and then I have to worry about making a mess on my counter and stuff like that, and I can just rinse it down the sink. So that's what I'm about to do. Dishwasher and get my chicken at the sink because I can actually drain that and get it ready to pan sear it because we're gonna pan sear them first. Then it's gonna go in the pan in the oven with the vegetables and stuff. And so really we're just oven cooking it to cook the vegetables. Really, because the chicken for the most part will be almost done. And then it'll probably only be like another 10 minutes for the chicken to be done, but depending on how tender you want the vegetables, you're going to want to leave it in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. And I did end up making this last week anyway, because I was hungry. And okay, you got yours in the oven. So I did end up making mine last week anyway because I was hungry and the recipe sounded bomb, and I wanted to like double check and see was the recipe bomb. The recipe is bomb, okay. And I didn't even do the Dijon mustard stuff. I really just threw some seasonings and some onions in a skillet with it, and my chicken bone broth, because I actually have boneless, skinless chicken thighs because I didn't want the skin, but you can't get bone-in skinless chicken thighs, so I just bought some chicken bone. I can't put them in there at the same time, so we're gonna season it separately. So I just put the bone broth in the skillet because the chicken doesn't have bones in it, and that helps with the protein content and all of that stuff. Like there's nutrients and stuff in the chicken bones, and that's why they kind of want you, I guess, to keep the chicken. Get the bone-in chicken, but like I said, I was being different and difficult, so that's why I ended up getting. And then a little bit of parsley on it. Okay. And the only thing with this is I'll probably only be able to season one side of these, but it's all right. I'm not picky about it, but some people be like, why you ain't season both sides? Because it's not that deep for me. Because I'm going to dip both sides. When you dip the tip, don't both sides go in the dip? Okay then. But the chicken, we definitely season both sides of the chicken. That's ground pepper on the with the parsley, and parsley is good for a lot of different things, including digestion. So that's gonna sprinkle a little bit of parsley on it, okay? And we pop these in the oven. Scoot on over. So let me turn the light on and show y'all how much my little oven set up. So boom, there we go. We got our dip on top and our tortilla chips on the bottom. And the tortilla chips shouldn't take long. So I'm gonna check back on them in 5 minutes. So the dip and everything should be done in 5 minutes. So the tortilla chips are in there right at the right time. And if they're not crispy enough, I can always just pop them back in the oven. And so with that also, you want to just go by how crispy you want your tortilla chips. Ta-da, you see how much control you got when you doing stuff yourself for yourself. So now I got my chicken and my skillet. So I have a little cast iron skillet. That's why I'm gonna end up probably doing having the recipe, because the recipe is for a big cast iron skillet. We're trying to feed a whole family of people, but it's just me and my mom. So we got the little skillet, and I don't need that much. So of course I'm putting the olive oil in there, and I'm putting a nut. Here, let me turn so y'all can see. Yeah, I got the long cord now. So I have just enough. This is just enough olive oil to coat the bottom of my skillet. Okay. And then we're gonna turn the fire on, medium high. Let that heat up while we get our chicken seasoned. Bring y'all back. Let's go back. And this is my meat cutting pad. And I'm gonna just put that down in the sink. I can put my chicken on there, and I'm gonna salt and pepper it. Now I'm keeping the seasoning on the chicken simple because all the other stuff that's going in the pan is going to have a lot going on. So we don't really need to season the chicken that much, but we still going to season the chicken because you don't want to not season your chicken. And then we flip it because we seasoning both sides of the chicken. Like I said, the chicken is not, and I can smell the tortillas cooking too. Yeah. Oh, that fresh tortilla. That fresh tortilla chip smell just all in the air. Cat and stuff. And then I'm actually going to add, where's my, some oregano and a little bit of tarragon. Because we fancy around these parts. Because oregano tastes bomb with chicken. Is that oregano or is it rosemary? I believe it's rosemary. That's it's like a herbal antibiotic, but it like promotes the fighting bacteria and such. I'm not sure why that was relevant. It's like just random information that I like know about the herbs that I use. So my skillet is hot. So you want your, I don't know if you can see this. So you want your grease. You see that? You see how the oil is like, that's how you want it. You want the oil to move easily around in your skillet. That's how you know it's hot. It's hot. Okay? Oh, I didn't mess something up. Okay. There we go. That's how you hot. So let me get my tongs. It's hot. So I don't want to be standing directly over it when I put these in there because it's going to spatter because it's hot. And now you don't want to cook these too fast, but you want it to brown and sear, so you do want it hot. And then we can always just turn it down if it's cooking it too fast. But you want it to start out as hot. And they look big because they actually fill up the whole skillet right now. Let me get this back into this skillet. So the stuff in the oven is almost done. The timer is about to go off of that. So the skillet is full, okay? And that's how it's going to look when we add all the vegetables and stuff to it. And that's perfectly fine because, like I said, the chicken is pretty much already cooked. And then the rest of the heat in the oven is going to finish cooking the chicken through. So that's not a problem. And the vegetables we're going to stack into the bottom of the pan so that they get most of the heat and can go ahead and cook. And I actually covered it with foil to keep the chicken from drying out. So that's what we're going to do with that. So that is my kitchen timer. Let's see what we can see. So let's get our stuff on. So that's a dip. Oh, look at that flame. Look at that dip flame. Oh, that's a dip. Oh, flat. You know I play all day. You know I play. Let me see. Check the tortilla. All the tortilla chips are perfect though. Nice and crispy. So let's see. I'm gonna get a bowl. Toss them in a bowl. So I can actually fry these on top. Okay, let me turn it off. See what I'm doing here. Hold on, and drop tortilla chips. These were kind of close to the edge of the oven. That's why I was smelling like tortilla chips. Burnt tortilla chips. But that is perfectly okay. So the tortilla chips turns out perfect. And this dip is hot, but we finna try some. So we scooped it. It's hot. Oh yeah. Okay. Homemade spinach artichoke dip. It's perfect too. Like I said, I didn't add any salt or pepper to that particular one, and you don't really need it, especially the tortilla chips. I did salt them, so if you do need any extra salt from the chips. I'm gonna put my peas away, and you can definitely sprinkle some of that the grated, the dry Parmesan cheese up a little can. I was just putting some of that on top as a topping. And then now we're just going to cut our asparagus. I got to turn this up a little bit. So we're going to cut our asparagus up. And I got cherry tomatoes in here somewhere. They're under all these other vegetables. I'm not about to cherry tomatoes. I just got a thing with cherry tomatoes. Mom, what happened to the cherry tomatoes? What happened to the cherry tomatoes? I thought I just bought some. I ain't seen them. Well, I gotta go hunting. I gotta go hunting for cherry tomatoes. There we go. So we got our asparagus, and this is not going to be a whole lot of prep because we just chop. So we're going to cut. So you see how these look on the end? We're going to cut those ends off. So we're going to cut that part actually isn't that. So the white part, we're going to cut that off. It's hard. Trust me, you're not going to want to eat that. So we're going to cut until we get to the green. Okay? And then we're going to cut this and cut the tip. And then we're going to cut these. And I usually only do like half of that because me personally, I'm not a big asparagus fan anyway. So like I said, you see how this is, I don't know if this one is focused, but how it looks dried out and stuff. So I usually just toss those. But you want the part that's green like that. So that's what you want it to look like. And then like I say, just cut it till it's green. And boom, we got our asparagus. Cherry tomatoes, those are going in whole. So we're just going to grab a handful of them, rinse them. And these, I got these at Aldi. And I love these because they're multicolored. So you're getting a nice variety of stuff. So I got to flip these chicken breasts. Not breasts, but chicken thighs. Y'all just going to let me say these are chicken breasts. Yeah. Okay. Now the recipe calls for dry white wine. So you want, so here, let me show y'all how this looks. So you want it to be seared, browned and seared, okay? And we're only going to do a few more minutes on that side, and then we're going to be able to get our sauce and stuff going. Let me get another clove of garlic chopped up. And I have my olives. So I got these olives at Aldi. So these are Kalamata olives. I'm going to throw some of this juice out. And we're just going to throw some of these in the pan and then regular green olives. They said mixed olives. I'm pretty sure, like, if you go to, like, one of them big grocery stores that got, like, a lot of shelf space, you'll probably find a jar of mixed olives, and you can just get a jar of mixed olives. Otherwise, just olive types that you want and mix them. Like I said, it don't hurt to do something yourself. So let me get a bowl to put these in, the chicken thighs in, and then we're going to start. I'm going to have to turn this off. And so we keep our little chicken juice, the little chicken juice and chicken pieces that's in the pan, all that stuff is perfectly fine. It can stay right on up in there. And we're going to take our garlic, and I actually use red onion. You can definitely do shallots if you like shallots, but I wanted a red onion because of I like the flavor. Red onion has a fuller flavor to me. So we're going to slice that up, throw it in the pan, and then slice our garlic up and throw it in the pan. So I don't know if you've ever done this, but my mom showed me how to cut the onion up like this. It makes it easier to like get the dice and kind of more uniform and even squares. Peel the little outer layer off there. So basically what we do with this is you cross cut it, and then you can just slice it and you get the dice. You see that? And you get the diced onion. So I'm gonna redo my little cross cut. And then I'm just going to cut this directly into the pan. So you don't even have to. But if you know you can't hold it and cut it, like, you know, safety first. So you ain't got to, you know, try and chef it up and then slice your hand open. So do it on the cutting board if you have to, and then transfer it to the skillet. It almost looks like the blooming onion too. Haha. So I turned the heat up because I didn't want to burn the grease. So I'm going to turn it back on. I'm going to put it on low because I do still have to put my garlic up and add it to the skillet. So that's how we're going to do that. Okay. And then you can just add as much as you want. Or if you don't want diced onion, you can definitely just cut it and have onion, the rings. Or you can chop it, however you want to do it. Like, that's why we make our own food, and we don't have to worry about having to eat it however somebody else felt like cooking it, okay? But I do love me some red onions, okay? And it smells so good already, especially with the artichoke dip cooling off. Have a full course meal. And so we can, yeah, we'll just do one clove. Because like I said, this is a small skillet. But if you have a larger skillet, I would suggest doing the like 6 to 8 cloves, like a whole one of these, because I'm telling you, the flavor is going to cook. Bring it all together. And garlic is also great for your heart, blood circulation. So you have circulation issues and stuff like that. Eat more garlic. Eat more garlic. And the properties of the garlic are usually maintained. So powdered garlic and fresh garlic is pretty much the same as far as its health benefits and stuff like that. I see. And it's so easy to make. Like when you think about it, you think it's like hard, but it's super easy to make. Like this is why I love this show, because all the stuff I try, I'm like stuff I really wanted to make, but I was thinking it's gonna be hard to make. It ends up, and I'm like, oh, so you mean I could have had this goodness whenever I wanted it in just like 15, 20 minutes? Oh, so yeah. I need a spatula. Woo! Yes. Yes. All right. So, the thing with this sauce, it calls for dry white wine. You can use dry white wine. The alcohol will cook off. That's why it tells you to wait, like, I think it's like 5 minutes. So when you add it to the skillet, cook it for 5 to 10 minutes, and the alcohol will cook off of it. So there's no need to worry about the alcohol content of the white wine. But you can definitely, if you don't even want to have it in your house or buy it, whatever, you can use vinegar, because I'm about to use vinegar. Because I was like, if I don't use all the I'm using some apple cider vinegar. So if my whole thing is that if I don't use it, like, I'm not going to keep cooking with it. So, and I'm definitely not going to drink it. Some dry white wine. So yeah, no, that's why I didn't even bother trying to buy any of that, because I'm just like, no, I'm not doing it. So we're going to pour some of this. Like I said, once again, I am an eyeball cook. I'm going to eyeball it. Let me see if I got enough. Here, I'm going to unplug y'all so y'all can get a better angle. Let's get y'all right here. All right. So pour some of this in there. Oh, that looks good. It looks good, too. It actually looks good. And so the acid from the vinegar is going to help. You see how it all turned brown. So it actually pulled the brown chicken and the seasonings and all the other stuff that was starting to stick to the pan. It pulled all of that stuff about the pan, and it's getting all up in this saucy sauce. So we'll put a little bit more. All right, that's it. And we're going to add our Dijon mustard. And so this Dijon mustard is a little bit fancy. This Dijon, a little bit fancy. It's got whole mustard seeds in it, so that's why mine looks chunky like that. What did I do with my spoon? I put it in the dishwasher. See, moving so fast, I didn't move my arm. So we're going to put, and this is it's supposed to be a fourth of a cup, so we're going to do our teaspoon measurement for that. And we're just going to stir it up. Because I'm trying, y'all know this handle on this skillet is hot. Y'all sink me, grab it. You sink me, grab it with my hand. All right, so now this is cooked down, and I'm actually going to add my bone broth to it now. So this is me going on, of course, because like I said, my chicken is boned, so we're going to make up for that with the bone broth. And then this is what my vegetables are gonna sit and simmer in the oven, and they get so tender and so juicy and end up tasting so delicious. Mustard back. I think I used enough of that. If not, I'll just grab some more. And we're going to turn it up a little bit. And so now, so this is going to end up becoming our sauce as it simmers and cooks in the oven. But the best part about it is all our vegetables are going to be sitting in that. So I'm putting the asparagus in first. I'm going to layer that down on the bottom because I want that to cook soft, especially the longer part of the asparagus stems. The asparagus tips tend to soften up pretty decent, but it's the stem part that'll end up staying too hard for me. And then we're going to just layer in the rest of our stuff and then set our chicken on top, wrap it in foil, boom, in the oven. And I know y'all noticed I ain't putting any seasoning in here yet. Now, the fresh thyme would taste amazing in here, but I don't have any fresh thyme, so I'm bad thyme and call it a day. And a little bit of ginger. I might take some fresh ginger off in here, though. Honestly. Well, honestly, that. And the olives. What? Oh, that's cute. I love olives. I like green olives. I love black olives. Black olives taste really good, especially on pizza with some mushrooms. Oh, and some, you gotta have a spinach. So we got our olives in there. Now I'm killing with olives. You're like, dang, you want to keep putting all the olives in there? Yes, I'm gonna keep putting all the olives in there. All right, so where's your ginger? All right, we'll do fresh ginger then. And I'm gonna turn this off so we can get ready. What happened to the grater? I had a hand grater. That was easier than this, but what else? So yeah, I'm gonna put some fresh ginger in this piece, yo. So the easiest way to use fresh ginger is it. So this is completely frozen. You see that? It's frozen solid, and then it makes it really easy to handle. Then you get cut. I would suggest chopping it into whatever size pieces that you need before freezing it, because that's difficult, especially if you don't have like a butcher knife or something that's like made for chopping frozen stuff. But other than that, like using it like this, just shaving it into something, perfectly fine. So there we go. With that, I'm gonna get my other seasonings. So we needed some thyme. I didn't have any couldn't find any fresh thyme, so I got my dry thyme. Ooh, that's nice. And then our chicken thighs, and the chicken thighs, they got all these little juices and stuff. So we're gonna put them in there with brown side up. On the black hand side, we're gonna put on the brown hand side, the brown thigh side up. And put some foil and throw it in the oven. And then that's gonna be done for us in about 30 minutes. Because like I said, you want your vegetables to get soft enough for you to enjoy them. Let's take a look at foil. And I ain't got to worry about preheating the oven because it's still on when I did the dip. And be careful, the skillet is still hot from cooking the stuff in it. So. Careful not to tip it because there is liquid in there. And boom, there it is. Oh, shakalaka, 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 shakalaka. Cafe down the deck for $3 with tips. Yes, yes, that's why I made sure this hit the menu. I'm like, oh, see, y'all gonna have to see how this goes. And I don't even know what to call it yet, but I'm gonna have to come up with a name for that little egg thing that I made with that pie crust. Cause the pie crust, it was so flaky, and then like I don't even know what to call it. I really don't, cause it's not quite a quiche and it's not quite a frittata. It's like a frittati. Like I don't know, a quatata. That's I bet it's somebody named quatata. You named your breakfast after me. That's nice. Thank you. But yeah, probably somewhere in between quiche and a frittata, but it was delicious. And like I said, I put yellow squash in it and red potatoes. I fried those in the air fryer first. So it was nice and brown and crispy. And then in the egg, I just scrambled up the egg in the bowl with some chopped up tomato, sweet peppers, and onion and garlic. And I just mixed that in there, and then I layered these mozzarella slices. I got that at Aldi, but it was a little roll of mozzarella cheese, like so, and some herbs and oil and stuff. And they were already sliced, so it kept it roasted me. And then I just spread it out over the top of the whole egg thing, and then I put the potatoes and the part that I air fried. I sprinkled that on top, and then when it cooked up, oh my, the potatoes and the squash had like sunk into the cheese on top, and the cheese like had like I don't know, it had merged with the egg somehow. I couldn't figure out where the cheese was, even when I picked it back up, and the crust was flaky because it was pie crust, flaky pie crust, and it was perfect. And my mom had some sauce gravy, and I just poured that on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And it was like 4 servings out of like a whole pie dish, like a normal sized pie pan, like probably like a 6 pan. It made like I cut it in 4 pieces, and one serving is definitely one piece of that, and it will be nice and full and fulfilled. Okay. And yeah, that's why I just like to do. I like to try stuff out in the kitchen. Like, don't be afraid to fail, because trust me, I had a whole lot of fails, a whole lot of burnt dishes, a whole lot of undercooked dishes, a whole lot of stuff went down before I got here. Trust and believe that, and trust, it's probably gonna be some more of that in the future. So don't ever think that like you too good at what you do to learn something new. Because I definitely always look to learn something new, try something new. If I didn't do it before, I'm gonna say, well, how can I make this all the way from scratch? Like, what if I don't? If I can't make it to the store, I don't like. Is it just use the stuff I got in my kitchen? And 9 times out of 10, if you have a kitchen, you more than likely have like most, if not all, of the ingredients that you need for a lot of the stuff that we make. A lot of stuff that you would normally buy like pre-made, you can probably make from scratch from like your flour, water, egg. Like most things with dough is flour, water, and egg. And like if you're making like a cake, milk, or you want like cornbread, cornmeal. So yeah, and like just just learning more about like cooking and stuff made me a lot more comfortable with trying new things. So that's why I always encourage people to cook their own food. Like, yeah, it's fine if you buy the little salad bags and stuff from the grocery store, but it's better when you buy the vegetables, cut them up yourself, and prepare it, because you're gonna have a whole different relationship with the ingredients and do that and with your food. And like, yeah, if you don't have the time, that's fine, but at some point in time, find the time. I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's every minute, every second. If your feet hurt, your back, trust me, it's all worth it. And just I don't know, being in that space, it really brings you into a creative space. Cooking is an art, like it really is an art. Like yeah, there's a science to it and all that, but you don't need to know the science to understand the art of it and the artistry that can that goes into it. And the more you bring that out in your cooking, the more it's going to affect other areas of your life. You start seeing new ways to do things, better ways to do things, more efficient ways to do things, healthier ways to do things. Like, if you having trouble like with okra, people don't like okra because of the texture, it's slimy. When I was a kid, I was not big on okra, but boom, fried okra is what got me on it. I was willing to take that L for the little sliminess to eat some fried okra. So you just gotta find a way to do it, however you like it or however want to do it. But especially I know a lot of people from Louisiana, okra is in gumbo. So if you've ever eaten gumbo, if you like gumbo, if you had a proper gumbo, it has okra in it, and the whole gumbo ends up with that slippery, slimy kind of consistency. But it's so much other stuff going on, and it's so many other textures that you don't care. It tastes good despite the slime. So and okra is like super healthy. It's like one of the most nutritious vegetables you can eat. So definitely find a way to get okra in your diet. It helps with digestion. If you are constipated, you got like dry rabbit pellets coming out, get some okra. That'll get you right together to handle all of that. And it's super easy to cook. You can even eat okra raw. Like okra it's a vegetable. It's a vegetable, so you don't have to cook it because cooking it tends to make it slime up more. So if you don't like the sliminess, eat it raw, cut it up in a salad, and do that. You don't have to eat a whole bunch of it. But the more often you can get into your diet, the better off you'll be. So my my little chicken dish is cooking. It's smelling good too. I clean up. I'm gonna enjoy my dip. All right. So if y'all try y'all dip and y'all do something different, because I actually want to add some sweet peppers to it, because I love sweet peppers. Like y'all can say like you always put sweet. I love me some sweet peppers. Okay. So I'm probably gonna chop some up in mine and have them like fresh, kind of like a pimento type situation. So I'll probably end up doing that. But whatever if y'all do something different, y'all try something different, please, please, please post it in the group, tag me to it, show us. We want to see. This is how we learn. We learn from each other. We learn from each other's preferences, because maybe your preference ain't my preference, it's because you tried it because that's your preference. Now I didn't learn something new. I might like it anyway. So always, always a wonderful Saturday. And as usual, in the nation, in the kingdom, we rock truth or nothing at all. I don't have the new for next month yet. When I get it, I'll give y'all a heads up though. See y'all next week.